Hey guys, coming at you with Cup and Filter Part 7, and I'm so grateful that you're on this journey. I've heard some great feedback from many of you who have put this into practice, and the Lord is speaking to you. I've heard from some of you that are struggling to get started and still kind of trying to wrap your head around it. My encouragement, as always, to you is progress is perfection. Just start, and the the process will work itself out in motion. And if it doesn't work perfectly, quote unquote, the first time or the first couple times, just keep trying and keep moving forward. The thing I want to just share with you today is something that God has spoken to me over and over. And oftentimes you'll find that God isn't necessarily, at least in my experience, he's not necessarily speaking these profound, directional, very acute things like, hey, go here, hey, when you get in your car, take a right instead of a left and go 3/4 of a mile and you'll see a piece of trash on the side of the road. You need to pick that up and there's going to be a mess. It's not, he's not speaking those kind of things. Oftentimes he says the same thing over and over. And I don't think necessarily that's because he's doesn't have anything else to say. I think honestly it's because we need to hear the same truths over and over. And if you look through scripture, you'll see him saying the same things over and over. Like, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not look to the right or the left. You know, I am with you. That's one that he speaks to me over and over. And I don't think you should feel bad about that. I think the Lord is just trying to remind you of simple guiding truths, simple guiding principles. And one of the things he's spoken to me over and over is this 3-letter phrase, just show up. And I think oftentimes we could psych ourselves out, and we can psych ourselves out about a whole lot of things, but especially about coming to the Lord and spending time with him. And oftentimes it's about just showing up. I love this quote from John Maxwell. He says, we often overestimate the power of great moments and we underestimate the power of process. And I think that's what I really want to impress upon you is to not overestimate the power of each single moment. And I think because when we do that, we work ourselves up, and we actually end up procrastinating because we see it as something too big, too large to do and to accomplish, and it becomes a barrier. But if you see it as a process, you understand that each step, no matter how insignificant or how unsuccessful it feels, is part of the success of it. The last thing I want to share with you is a quote and a principle from Stephen Covey in his 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and he talks about stop and sharpening the saw. Some of us we're all tempted. All of us are tempted in various ways to say, I don't have time for this, or I'm too busy, or I don't know, I can't seem to get there. I just can't seem to stop and slow down. I can't seem to wake up early enough. And this is my tough love portion for you, is that you don't have time for this, but this is the only thing you truly need to make time for. This is maybe not the only thing. This is the most important thing, because if you keep sawing away and working away with a dull saw and you don't stop and sharpen the saw, you're going to waste so much effort, so much time, and build so much frustration, because you're not stopping to sharpen and to feed your spirit, and to listen to the voice of the Lord, the life-giving voice of the Lord. I know you don't have time for it, but that's why you must make time for it. Okay, so that's my encouragement to you. Please reach out to me, send me an email if you have any questions, and also I'd love to hear from you and how this is going. Love you guys, and praying for you. See you soon.